Namaste, welcome to Arthaniti. Today is the first day of Navratri, so let me begin by greeting all the women on this auspicious festival that celebrates us. Now, during these days of Navratri, we will focus on women and their money matters. Women who have made a mark in the world of finance and investing, and what tips we should implement in our lives so that we make up for the backseat that we have taken in our careers, maybe to look after the children, say, look after the household, or even if you are working. Yeah, how do you invest your money? How do you create wealth over a long term period? Now, mostly what happens is money matters are left to the male counterpart in the house. Why? Because the woman has too many things on her head. She has to look after the daily requirements to run the house. She has to look after the children, maybe in-laws who are in the house, upkeep of the house and stuff like that. And plus, if she is working, then it becomes just too much to handle, right? So most of the time, it is normally said that the finances, are left to my husband or are left to my male counterpart, because I can't handle everything at a time, right? But just pause and just think the efforts that you are putting in to earning that salary, to earning that money. You should know what is happening to your money. I'm not saying that your male counterpart will not take right decisions, but you should be aware of where the money is going, where it is getting invested. Are you on terms with the philosophy with which the money is getting invested? Yes, you should know these things and you should be a part of that decision making process. Now, during COVID, statistics have shown that more and more women are opting out of workplaces, maybe to be at home to take care of children and the family during these lockdowns, and generally taken a back seat in their careers. Now, I don't know why this is a natural choice, but let's not go there, because I don't want the video to become a video about feminism, right? But trends have shown that more and more women are opting out of the workplace. Now, even though like some women have taken a decision to be at home and look after the family, nothing wrong in it. But you should start something, maybe on a smaller scale. Yeah, some setup which will help you, some freelancing efforts which will help you generate some kind of income from the skills that you have, right? I want to give you an example of a close acquaintance of mine. Now, this lady was taking dance classes for a good 20 odd years. Now, the income that she was generating from these classes was always earned in cash. The fees that she used to get were always earned in cash, and she used to spend that money on the monthly expenditures in the house. Now, after 20 years, she decided that she needed a break, and she stopped her classes. So the fees that she was getting stopped. Now, did she have any corpus that she had built over this long period of 20 years when she was conducting her classes? Her corpus was zero. Why? Because whatever money that she earned in cash, she spent on the monthly expenses of the household. Her husband was earning well and could take care of all the household family needs, right? Is this the right way you approach your earnings? Well, the answer is a big no. It is very, very natural that you pay your share or you chip in for all the expenses that the family incurs in a month, right? But putting in all your money there is not the right way you do your investment management. You need to save some part of your earnings, whatever small amount you earn. Correct? See, even though you save small, if you do it, please listen to the word I'm saying. If you do it consistently over a long period of time, it is going to create a huge corpus. But if you save zero, then after a long period of time, you're going to left with a big zero and nothing else. So in today's video, let us focus on a few important investment tips that women should implement. See, if you have taken a back seat, or even if you are a working woman, saving, whatever saving you do, say 20% of your salary, 50% of your salary, saving that happens from your salary needs to go into places which are bifurcated into long term goals, medium and short term goals that you have. Right now, those goals cannot be different from your family goals, but these goals should also include what you want to do, say after you retire from work or after you retire from your business. What are your aims? Do you want to learn something on a short term? Say if you are planning to go on a trip with your friends, yes, these goals which are personal to you, which are specific to you, should also be included in those financial goals that you set up for yourself when you are investing money. Now, if you're investing money, say for a long term basis, equities should be your focus. Now, time and again, I have said that the returns that equities will or do generate over a long period of time is the only way you can beat inflation. Now, inflation data published last month suggests that inflation in India has reached over 7%. Now, what are the bank FD rates? Have you checked with the bank with which you bank? Do you have your savings accounts? Please go and check the FD rates. The FD rates with none of the banks are more than 6.5%. So deduct taxes from the interest that you earn from your FDs. Do you think that this money will help you beat inflation? And if your money is not beating inflation, don't you think the value of your money will reduce over a period of time? The amount of things that you could purchase with that money today, because of inflation, you would be able to purchase very less compared in future compared to today. So your aim should always be in investing in such places which will help you beat inflation over a long period of time. Right? Equities is one of the investment options which gives you those kinds of returns. Now, if you are risk averse, if you do not follow what is happening in the equity markets, the next best investment option for you is investing in equity mutual funds. Now, the risk in mutual funds is lower as compared to directly investing in shares of particular company. In mutual funds, what happens is, instead of investing in one company shares, you purchase or you invest in a basket of shares of 10 different companies the mutual fund has invested in. Right? So what happens is, like you, there are hundreds and thousands of investors who have invested in a mutual fund. So your risk basically spreads and reduces. So if you are unaware about the workings of the equity market and find it too risky, please opt for equity mutual funds. For medium term also, putting away some money in PPF, like the Public Provident Fund, which is going to give you current rate a 7.1% tax free return, should also be an option that you should undertake. Putting in 1,50,000 every year, which is the maximum limit up to which you can get tax deduction under Section 80C, is what you should do from the money that you earn and have kept aside. Correct? PPF is one such investment wherein you are not charged any tax on the interest that you earn, neither on the maturity proceeds that you get from the PPF account on its maturity after 15 years. So it is a very good safe investment backed by the central government. Now, besides PPF, which is also for a long term, if you are looking for medium term options, say 3 to 5 years, say in a period of 5 years, your children will be of an age where they will need education beyond their school, and with the kind of fees that colleges have today, it is very very necessary that you start planning for that education well in advance. So say for a period, medium term period of say 3 to 5 years, you should have some kind of debt instruments in mind. Debt mutual funds are also a very good option, which are less riskier as compared to equity mutual funds, but also give lesser percentage returns than what an equity fund can generate over say a longer period of 7 years or more. Correct? But to keep your capital safe, to keep your investment safe, debt options or debt mutual funds are one of the schemes that you can invest in. Say for a short term period, which is less than 3 years, say COVID restrictions are almost gone everywhere, and after sitting for 2 whole years in one place, you now plan to go on a foreign tour next year. You will need some kind of money then. So that money can be parked in, say, short term investment options like your bank FDs, because you're going to need that money in a year's time. And instead of keeping that in your savings account, which is not going to generate more than 3.5% every quarter, investing them in a 1 year FD will at least give you a return higher than your interest on savings accounts. Correct? So you should have that perspective in mind while investing your money. Always think of requirements in short, medium, and long term. But over a period of time, your investment returns should be able to generate more returns than the inflation rate. So look out for the numbers of inflation rate which are published every month in newspapers. Look out for those numbers, very very important numbers. Correct? One more thing that should not be overlooked is insurance. Now mostly for a family, there is a group medical insurance that is taken, or maybe your employer has taken care of your health insurance requirements along with your family members. But even if you are salaried and your employer is providing you with health insurance, see to it that you get a personal health insurance policy as well. Why am I saying this? Say, as I told you, during COVID, many women opted out of workforce, out of the corporate workplace. Yeah, if you tomorrow plan to leave your job, yeah, the health cover that your employer was providing you will not be available to you anymore. So in that case, if you have your own personal health cover, it will come in handy when you no more are working. Correct? So along with the health insurance your employer is providing you, you should have your own personal health insurance as well. Life insurance, again, if you are a earning member, if you are adding value to your house, which obviously being the mother or an important part of your household, many people are dependent on you. Correct? You should have a life insurance policy. Term life insurance, a pure term life insurance plan is not costly. It is one of the cheapest insurance plans available in the market. So you should be having a pure term life insurance policy in your name. Correct? Now, see, I told you about long term, medium, and short term requirements of your investment, and we discussed about health and life insurance. Now, in today's video, I think this should be enough. And if you have not taken care of these things, I request you to please take out the time and think about these things and ask questions, and see to it that your investments are done according to the philosophies that you follow. Correct? And see to it that your investments are done in such places which will help you beat inflation. uh, in today's video I wanted to share just this much, and tomorrow we'll be talking about a different aspect of women and money matters. Happy investing. And if you have any queries, please feel free to connect with me on the WhatsApp number which I have mentioned in the video description. Alternatively, you can write a comment below the video and I'll be happy to solve any of your queries. Thank you.